everyone. I am Rhonda with Sawgrass. Thank you for joining us for our Wednesday live workshop. Kesley has some great projects today as we get ready for the holiday season, as you get ready for selling. So she's got some great stuff today. I'm going to go ahead and get that over to her. So Kesley, it is all yours.
All right, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. So, in our continued pursuit of getting ready for the holiday season and the markets, we were going to continue to focus on selling and doing your social selling and getting that information out there. So, today's workshop, I have 4 projects, I think, and each of them is geared to touch on a different aspect of setting up your market. And I actually have a little slideshow that I'm going to start with today and just get us going. So let me just pull that up and share my screen here. The goal is to really just, if you're doing a market, the goal is to get you comfortable doing your market and be prepared for it and be prepared for the opportunity to sell to customers during your market. So that's sort of what like our goal is here. All right, let's see. I've got that ready to go. Let me come back over here and we're going to start that. Okay. All right. So give that a second. So this is sort of our how-to today is about market magic. And part of that magic is how you present yourself in your market and what you bring to the show and what people leave with the show. So these microfiber cleaning cloths. So one thing, a lot of opportunities I was thinking about was how do you market your space, your business? How do you market it differently? And sometimes you may have, in the old days, we would have handed out business cards, but we've got to be a little bit more trendy. And so these little 6x6 sublimatable microfiber cleaning cloths are a great kind of bang for your buck. And I realized after I did this, I wasn't logged in to give you the price on these, but they're really priced. They're very inexpensive and you can hand them out for the looky-loos, the people who maybe are kicking the tires, but are interested and want to do business with you later. It's also a great way to promote to consumers that you do customizable products. And I have some fun things with these to share with you. We did those with my, so a while back for a wedding and how people can scan the QR, adding a QR code to it. So the next part of setting up your market is, do you focus on items that are trending or do you focus on items that are unique? And I really, it's sort of both. If you just focus on items that are trending, so a while back, tumblers with the glitter and not sublimation, but like the glitter designs on them was really popular. And when I would walk through a market, every other booth was doing that type of product. And really, it came down to the booth that really had the best quality of the tumbler because they were all pretty much the same. So you were either looking at quality and price. The designs were not that different. I didn't really see a reason to jump on that and purchase that item. And because it was such a trending item, everybody was doing it. So if you can take that trending item and make it unique, that's going to be your win-win. And part of that, what will set you apart in the uniqueness is having designs that are unique or target your audience where you are that are, very specific and unique to that audience. Also having your high quality products. Like if this is not something that you are super comfortable making and you feel like you're a professional when you're making whatever product it is, maybe only have a few of that item so you can test the water, but maybe it's not something that you bring out as your bread and butter. And then do you bring small items or large items, small items and large items? So I want to encourage everyone as you're planning for your markets to think about the smaller items like the ornaments or bookmarks, are very like things that cost between $5 and $12, and they're items that somebody can buy multiples of, or it's an item that, it doesn't take a lot of decision making to pick up that item and purchase that item for somebody. I think a lot of people are looking for unique items that fit a niche for somebody they're shopping for. When you're trying to find a present for somebody who has everything, if you can find an ornament or a car coaster or an air freshener that just has like that little golf quote on it or a funny little saying on it, you're more likely to pick that up. And if it's $5, you're not, investing a lot of money to buy that quirky, unique item. The large items range more in price from $25 to $50 or more. So if that's where your product is, if you're making signs or quilts or larger ticket items, and that's where your focus is, consider filling in a bit with your smaller ticket items, because that will fill in some of the gaps. So when you have a slow show, you may sell 100 ornaments and only three of your larger ornaments. I mean, three of your larger ticket items. So I say that you kind of have to have both products to really feel that success. So I think that is those smaller items, those kitschy items that you can invest a little bit less in. Maybe they're quicker to make, the materials are less expensive. You might be trying something out. Like, so if you are going to do something that's unique to a specific event, maybe let's say you're talking about the Olympics. I know we just finished up with the Olympics, but maybe you wanted to do something for the Olympics for your summer shows. So you would have invested a little bit of your money in some ornaments or decorations that happen to do with the Olympics, but not a huge investment, because that's just, in the whole grand scheme of the year, that was just a little blip. So you can kind of use these smaller ticket items to test out new designs and new concepts. And when you're talking about some of these smaller ticket items that are standard, like ornaments, you can have some pretty basic ornaments in your booth and let people know that you can make those ornaments unique and exclusive for them. So that's where, you may have an ornament with a picture of the town that you live in or where you're going to, or the high school or something like that. And then you can give them your little 6x6 lint-free cloth and say, don't forget, we can make these unique as an add-on to your Christmas card or something like that. So your standard items can also be turned into unique items that will grow your business and build that customization. And then again, talking about do you go unique or trendy? Part of that is being yourself and getting yourself into the right market. So if you are going to, I'll just give you two examples of local markets for me. I think that's my last slide. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, but I want to give you two examples of markets around my area that are very different. So in the town I live in, we have a big Labor Day. Yeah, I think it's a Labor Day. A big, it's not Labor Day. It's the May holiday. We have a big event in our town called Viva Vienna, and it is very traditional. So the vendors, the people who attend that event, it's a day to honor our veterans, and it's a very ceremonial sort of situation. So it's a little bit more respectful. So the vendors tend to be more conservative with their artwork. And by that, I mean, they don't have like crazy red hair stickers and stuff like that. It's just more simple. So then we have another 2 or 3 towns over. They have this great summer market, and their town, Alexandria, Virginia, is way more artistic. And you have people that attend this show from all over the country, and it just has like so much more energy and such a more eclectic artistic vibe. So I see a lot of things last year with Dungeons and Dragons was a big part of this event, and a lot of people had things that were Dungeons and Dragons style related. And you had lots of crochet projects that were like pickles and just way more trendy and hip and happening than my local market, which was much more conservative and, the kitchen towel kind of things like that. So when you go to the events, it's important to know your market, like know who's going to be shopping, and be yourself. So if you know you're going to a market that has like the Dungeons and Dragons things, maybe that's not your niche, or it's not something you're familiar with, but you still want to offer a product to that group. So they play games, they sit around at tables and play games. So they may need, reaching over here, they may need some coasters that have some cute little gaming strategy. Whereas your other market, which was in the summertime, may have more like family oriented. It's definitely a more family oriented event. So you may have like tote bags for the beach or the pool that are geared towards that particular community. Also, because the people who attend that particular market are mostly local people. So the Alexandria market, you have people that come, it's huge, it's advertised all over the place. People come from all over and shop at that market. So you have people that aren't necessarily looking for something specific to that neighborhood like you do in the other market. So I think that sort of, and I know that's like requires some due diligence on your part to research your markets that you're going to and understand who's going to be there. And it may take you a couple of years of doing a market to go like, oh, this is the vibe of the market. Now I get it. I can cater my products to that market. So that's kind of my go-to on that. So what we're going to do is, and you guys may notice I'm a little bit different. I usually stand up, but I moved my camera down. So let us know how you like that. I've gone ahead and printed off my some 6x6 designs, and these are two different designs that kind of have two different purposes. So this first design has my name on it and has like a little tagline on it. If I were at a trade show, I might add my QR code on the bottom to link you to my Shopify account or my payment account, PayPal or Venmo, however you're taking your payment, and a link to your website. So this would be one that you would hand out to people, like freely, just hand it out. And then you might have some of these are the little eyeglass cleaners. You may have some of these that have a cause on it. So the purpose for doing something like this that either has a cause or it's again your local football team or your local, you've partnered with a local photographer and taken some of their artwork and put it on the 6x6 lint-free glass cleaner tags. The reason for doing that is, and handing those out, is to say, hey, I can customize this for your business, for your wedding, for your school, for your team, for a fundraiser. This is what I do. This is my bread and butter. So you may just start off with a 30-cent cloth that turns into a much bigger purchase and a sale for you. So to do these, this was the first product I showed, and this is from JD. I think, is it JD Plastic? No. What is it? Is it just JD? Rhonda will help me with that one. And so they're just little polyester lint-free cloths. I've got my heat press here heated up to 360 degrees. And I'm gonna first put this on my heat press. And the reason I'm doing that, I'm just gonna heat it up for 10 or 15 seconds. The reason I'm doing that is to remove any moisture from that cloth. So if the cloth has moisture in it, when I go to sublimate it, that moisture sort of will not, the print won't work as well if it's got that moisture in it. So you want to give it that heat up and get that moisture out of there. And then I'm gonna bring this over to my workspace, and it's nice and warm.
And
So I'll bring
Kathleen,
this
that's JDS.
JDS. I knew there was another little part to that. I wasn't, thank you, Rhonda. I get my gloves here. So once I have it on my workstation, you can use your lint cloth, and we're just gonna make sure there's no little fuzzies on there, no hairs on there, anything like that. Any type of anything that will get onto your cloth and be between your cloth and your sublimation print will in fact affect the way that your print comes out. So if you get like a little dog hair in there or something like that, it will actually affect the way that you get that it prints out. You'll have a little bit of space where the sublimation ink doesn't transfer from the paper onto your blank because it transfers onto that little piece of lint. So this one's a little bit, this one, maybe I'll do this one first because you can really see that outline better. So let's just put that on here so you can see I've got a little bit of a bleed on the edge here. So it'll give me a little bit of an allowance there to go to the edge. So I'm just gonna line that up, and so that it holds it in place, I'll add my little tape here. Now you'll notice on the edge here, I do have ink overhanging, and what you want to do with that is use a blowout sheet. And the blowout sheet prevents that ink from transferring onto your heat press. So I'll just create my sublimation sandwich. So I put the, first I put a sheet down that will go against the sublimation, and then one that goes against my blank. So that is my sublimation sandwich. When I put it in my press, I have my blowout paper down first, my blank, my print, and then another sheet of blowout paper on top of it. So we can just go ahead and put that right in the press. This will press up 360 degrees for 60 seconds. And you can play around with this. I think I've done this 360 degrees for 45 seconds as well. So that will work too. And I should have put this one in and given that a nice little press there. But the great thing is too, when you use your My Sawgrass and you put a design in My Sawgrass, you can have customers come in and modify the text or the language on that design. So you can provide the link to that actual product. You could even write on your little towel. You could customize this and make this your own, follow this link or follow this QR code and customize this for your sports team. So you could have a sample of your local high school and put, Go Warhawks is our local high school, custom eyeglass, custom products for your team. So anyway, you can add information on this to let the person who purchases it know that they can indeed customize this for their own needs, for their group or organization is great. Okay, let's get that. I'm just gonna give the other piece like a quick 10-second blurb. And another fun idea with these low-cost items is that you can consider, just an idea, creating a workstation for kids at a market where you might have some sublimation markers up and allow the kids to draw on a piece of paper and then sublimate it onto one of these little towels for a parent. So just an idea there. I think Craft Express has the sublimation markers, so you could have those out for kids to play with, and then you sublimate their design onto this little towel. So there we go. So this is just a nice little kind of charity thing. You can hand this out, have these at your booth, let people pick them up. But I just love the quality of that print and how clean it comes off. And then we have this one. So this one actually has, I put my name on it. I'm not planning on doing craft market. It's been a long time since I've done a craft market, but as I've been preparing for this, I'm like, maybe I should. Why not? So again, I'll just lay that down. It's kind of hard to see my print on this one because it's a little bit lighter color, but that color will just pop right out when we heat it up. Okay, so we'll just that, and you probably don't even need this tape on here when you're doing this. I just, you know me, I like to make sure it's all going to be staying down where I want it to be. So I'll just turn this over. And again, this just goes in 360 degrees for 60 seconds. Really simple. You could do a couple of these at a time if you have a bigger press. I think these would also be cute. Like if you are doing something for Thanksgiving with the family, you could have one for everybody at the table with their name on it so they know where they sit. And just really cute. I don't know. I love these little things like this. Just make me happy. I think they're so fun. So let me just make sure if you guys have any questions, please do feel free to pop those in the chat as we're going through, as we're working along. So also the takeaways when you do something like this at a show, especially if it's like a street vendor situation, people will come over to your space just to get the free product. So I know you want them there to buy something, but sometimes you just need that little bit of something to tease people in. And then this turns into a lead generation to talk about all the other products you sell in your booth. This is a lot. So we'll just do this one. So you can see both of them. This would be cute for like a bridesmaid as well. Give it to their bride. So I mean, really the possibilities are endless, and they do turn out nicely with a photo on it. If you want to even go that far as customization. Oh, there we go. So here we are. So Kesley Anderson spreading glitter wherever she goes. That was my tagline there. So very fun, very easy to make, very easy to print off, and you could just on your downtime, get those passed out, and then you have a whole stack of them. You get like this whole container of them. I think it's like what is it, 50 in the container. So you could do a whole bunch of these and have them for all your markets at one time. So the next aspect is having trending and unique items at the same time. So I picked out this design. I love these designs. These are all in DesignMate, and you can just up as you go there. The designs are already done, and then I just added the line underneath it. Now it says meet me on the green. And the reason I did that, do I want to do all four of these at one time? I think I'm just going to do one because I want to make sure my lineup is good. So the pumpkin spice latte is a very trending thing this time of year. A lot of people love their pumpkin spice lattes. Kind of becomes like a joke. It's like candy corn. Either you like it or you don't like it. But the pumpkin spice latte is something that is very trendy. A lot of people like it. Coasters also might be considered something that is trendy. You may go to a show and see a lot of people with different coasters. So how do you make your coasters different? One way is, I'm going to show you once we get this one all heated up, but one way is to have your design again, cater to that local base. So this design here would do really well in our local market, but maybe not as well in that other market I was mentioning that we get a lot of people from different areas coming into the market. Now for these hardboard, I do need to increase my heat to 400 degrees So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. So I've got that heated up to 400 degrees. I cleaned it off with some alcohol and a lint-free wipe so I don't get any lint on there. And then you can just use, it looks like I need to clean off my, give myself a new piece here of my lint brush. It looks a little dirty. Let's just get that cleaned off there. So you just run your lint brush over there. Again, same thing applies, that you want to make sure that you don't have anything between your print and your design. So we just put that upside down. That's just going to go centered on there. And it's hard to see. The line of my design is very pale. So what I'll do is I'll line this side up with this side of my design. If I was really worried about it, I could pull out my light box, or another little trick is to take a ruler and just line your ruler up where the edge of your design is, and then take your blank and lay it down and push it up against your design. And if you needed to do the top and the bottom, just grab a second ruler and we'll make a little T-square up there. And you don't have to worry about it getting off. So I can just line those right up there. If you do a lot of a design, you may want to create a template jig if your colors tend to be a little bit lighter. That's funny because I can see over here. I'm a little bit off there. I think I have some shadows going on my lights. Let me go this way. And when we talk about quality of your product, when I was making something the other day, I was making a shirt. I was actually making a shirt for myself. And I was so nervous about getting usually I just kind of eyeball it. But for this shirt, it really was important to me that I have everything lined up. So I didn't eyeball it. When we talk about quality of your product, when I'm making something for myself, I do just kind of eyeball it on there. But when you're making something to sell, the quality of your product really does make a difference. And you want to make sure that you have your items lined up. You're using images that are in the 300 DPI. So, and I bring that up because when I first brought in this image, this was an image I uploaded into my Sawgrass, and it was really low resolution. And I couldn't figure out why it was coming in at so low a resolution. But I could see it on my screen, and I knew it was not going to print out very well. So I fixed it and then brought it in. When you're using images like this little pumpkin spice latte guy, when you're using these images that are available to you in Sawgrass, in your My Sawgrass, all these images like this little guy here is all available to you to use and to sell. So they have done, oops, sorry, I got a little piece of my press here. Sawgrass has done all the legwork so that you have the license permission to make a product with this and sell that product. So I think that's a big bonus to using the images that are in your Sawgrass, as well as you already know that they're high resolution. So for this image on my coaster, I happened to reduce the size of the image, and then I added on the bottom, meet me on the green. And there's a really cute coffee shop in our downtown area called Cafe Amore, and people will go get coffee and then they go to the town green. So you'll hear people like locally say, oh, meet me on the green. And that's what they mean. Go grab your coffee and go down there. So while our coasters are maybe a trending item, that's a great small ticket item to sell at a show, you can make it unique by being familiar with the local community. And then this little block here is, I put it on my slideshow. This is from Heat Press Nation and the hardboard coasters. And your coasters sit into this block, and then you can use that as a presentation technique, but also other people may not sell the coaster holder. And that's a way that you can add more value to your product over your competitor. Part of, I think, having a booth and you're selling products, it's very easy to look at what your competitors are doing or the other people at the show and see what they're doing and kind of compare yourself to them. And I have always firmly believed that you need to set yourself apart and do what feels right for you. So if you're selling your coasters in, let's say you're putting them in a little cellophane bag with look at how cute is that? Meet me on the green. If you're putting these all together in a cellophane bag with a little orange cellophane at the bottom or something like that, and that is working for you, that's awesome. If you want to add a little upsell item, you can add this to your product and be able to increase your price a little bit. But what it's the reason I bring up looking at what your competitors do. Maybe everybody is selling these already in their market, or maybe nobody else is doing that. If you bring in a new item to your market, to your booth space, be prepared that next year other people are going to have that item. So you always kind of have to stay ahead of the trends, and stay ahead of what everybody else is doing. So you're doing something unique and different for your booth, because people will do what you did last year, and you just have to be moving forward and doing your next item. So I hope that helps. Like, I know that there's a big appeal to following the trends because it's a great way to stay relevant and pop, and hip hop. But if you're doing, more of a local market, you grab onto those local things that will make you, that will help you stay unique. Okay, so let's talk about the next topic. Do you bring small items to your booth or not? And I'm curious if you guys want to throw in the chat if you bring small items to your booth. I would love to hear it and what you think, if that helps you. Looking for my scissors because of course they're under something. If bringing those small items to your market has helped you increase your average dollar sale. Do you guys pay attention to what the average dollar sale is? Let me see. Should I talk about that a little bit? All right,
Small items are my jam, Kelsey. I bring more small than big.
What's your so what is the average?
You cut out there for a second.
Oh, what is the average item of the price that you sell?
I don't go sell anything under $9.
Nothing under $9. Okay.
It's usually around $9.99. I don't turn my press on for under $10.
For under $10, okay.
No, because you have to account for your electric and everything. But I do Christmas ornaments and I sell them year round, and it's mainly mugs and Christmas ornaments.
Yeah, Christmas ornaments really is a great item, and you can sell those year round, and not just as Christmas ornaments, but also as like tags. So this item I'm getting ready to do is a hardboard Christmas item. It's an ornament, but it is something that you can very easily do as a tag for somebody. So what ADS stands for is average dollar sale. So that means how much of an average for every sale you make, what is the average dollar sale made? So if you have 10 sales and let's say you one person buys a $50 item, one person buys a $10 item, your average sale is $30. So I always, and I probably would if I were to be doing this now, I'd have to increase my average sale. But we always tried to have our average dollar sale in our retail store at $50. So everybody who was coming in to purchase something in our retail store, we wanted to sell them $50 worth of items. Um, so, sometimes you might sell one person $150 and then the next person $3. But if your average turns out to, what your goal is, then that's really where you need to, that's what you want to do. You want to hit some average dollar sale. Okay, so these are hardboard ornaments, and I'm just going to put these in they go in 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So I've got my heat press already set up for 400 degrees, and we'll pop those in. So when you're selling, you may sell something, a bigger item like a t-shirt or a mug or some of our other, like something like this. And I don't know if there's a suggested price in the My Sawgrass, but these are little speaker tumblers. So something like this, you might sell for like $45 or something like that. Whereas, your Hello Pumpkin, you may sell this for $9 for the whole set, and then upsell your coaster holder to $14. And I'm out of pricing because I just pay what I pay, what things I'm not in the pricing business. So if my pricing is off, please understand I'm just giving like kind of a comparison. But so if I were to sell, 3 of these, that might equal the sale of 1 of these. And that's where your small items come in and help you capture the customers who maybe are not ready to spend the $45 in your booth, but are willing to spend the $3. So, if you make as many $3 sales as a $45 sale, you're doing really good, and you've reached more customers. So more people who are walking away with your little wipe spreading more glitter. Okay, so these are really easy. You can do these as teacher gifts are always good. The teacher gifts always do well at markets from what I see. I see people buying teacher gifts. Now, do all teachers like to have school-related gifts? I don't know. My mom was a teacher and she had a lot of ornaments. We always gave her kind of a hard time about how many ornaments she had. So, maybe ornaments are a lot of teacher gifts, but you can use this as a tag on another gift. So let's say part of your business is making baskets, gift baskets. You can just tie this up on a gift basket. Adding the customization tag will increase the price of what you're selling. And I love this type of design because I can just line up my lines on my design here and make sure everything's going to line up for me like I want it to. So we'll just put that in there, and that's going to go in again 400 degrees for 60 seconds. And I'm reusing my taper because I don't have any blowout. I have like the indent from the ornament, but I don't have any blowout. When you've done your design on one side, you do always want to make sure you have your extra blowout paper on there. So I'm going to actually turn this up just one more little notch here. Go like that, and then turn that up to like that. And we'll flip this over and give it a nice press, 60 seconds at 400 degrees. So also one of the benefits of offering smaller ticket items like the ornaments is that you allow for people to make an impulse purchase. So the lower price items, they can be more, they can just be more impulsive about purchasing it. Like it's way easier to spend $9 than it is to spend $50. And they get something that's handmade. They're supporting independent crafters. So those are some kind of cool things there. And you can also use these small items to complement other products that you're selling space. So if you are doing, a teacher tumbler, let's say you're doing a big tumbler for a teacher just with a teacher theme, you can add that tag on with their name. So that, makes your product that you're selling for the user a little bit more unique and different. Okay, so we're coming out of the heat press here. All right. See how cute this is. So now I've got both sides, and then I would just add a ribbon onto this design for my client, and then they would be good to go. Let's take this off. Okay, there we go. How fun. So again, just add some ribbon to the design and you're all set to go. All right, so the last item I have to share with you guys, this one is really fun, and I want to share with you, I think I want to share in my Sawgrass software. I'm going to slide back over to my computer and share my screen here for just a second. So let's see, share my screen, and I want to share Sawgrass. Here we go. Okay. So, so I'm just getting to the right screen here for you guys. And I'm very proud of myself. I did upload a picture this week. I challenged everybody last week to upload your picture onto your Sawgrass account, so you have your image there. So I did get that done, and I even put in more products to my store. I added the little pumpkin, and I'm thinking about sharing that link out to my social media. Again, I don't sell like locally or anything like that, but I was like, I want to kind of see how this works. So I'm interested to try it out. If you haven't tried it out, I want to encourage everybody else to give it a try. So this last tip for when you're preparing for the market is to be yourself, right? That was my last tip, was to be yourself. So when you're going to a market, if you're the Dungeons and Dragons person, go all out with Dungeons and Dragons, and really relate to people that are at your booth or at the show. In the Sawgrass software, let me go into share this open in designer for my Sawgrass. I have these little woven patches, and part of being yourself, it does put you out there a little bit at a risk, if you will, because you're offering something up that's a little bit different and not normal. So what at Halloween, I see a lot of like sarcastic witch quotes and things like that. And I always think like, I would buy that because it's different and it's sarcastic and it's just kind of fun. So let's see, I'm going to go start designing. In the design section of my Sawgrass, there are new designs that are, I don't know when these came out, but I think they're probably very, very new. For Halloween, and they're on the side here. You have a variety of different designs and things like that. So I'm gonna let me grab. I printed some off ahead of time in preparation, but there's one design here with that little dancing skeleton. So I'm gonna go ahead and change my. I'm gonna go back and change my shape here. So I'll go to custom canvas. And the width I need for my canvas, it just needs to be, I'm going to make it 2.5 inches. These are little patches that aren't already prepared products, 2.5 inches by 4 inches. And we're going to start designing here. So once you've changed your design, you can go to the My Designs. And again, these are all designs that are ready for you to use in your projects. And I just thought this one was such a fun design, and it's different than your traditional Halloween designs. So that's sort of what attracted me to this design. So I just bring it in and I can modify the size of it so that it will fit in my patch. Now, for something like this, I would go ahead and do all of these different designs because I'm just using these little iron-on patches. If I wanted to see how these would do for the season, or if I were in a new market, I might print them out that way. But if they're also really cute, like I think this would be cute on a t-shirt, on a mug, on a tumbler. And so you could almost pick out a few products that are trending, that are top sellers, and add an image on there that matches your style, your personality, and put that out into the market. So let me just move this out of the way so I can send this over to the printer. So I'm going to update my canvas and then send that over to print. And I'll just take a second to pop over. So now it's no longer a round patch, but I'm still going to keep it that way. It's my rectangle patch. If I put this live, people could and sell it. You could always come in and change that stay in a live design. So that can be customized if you want to customize that design, that part of the design. So, you know, you could add a name to it. You could add a different Halloween quote if you had a different quote onto there. And that's, you can see my little pink bar is just moving its way across. There we go. Let's see. And now let me do print. There we go. So I'll stop share here. And I'm going to share the print screen here. So I did stack a bunch of the round designs together, and this is the ones I've already printed off. So I stacked these together. And I have that circle there I have that there for a reason, so you guys can see. But once you have your design, if you're going to make a variety of them, don't forget that you can come into your design and repeat the design however many times you want on your sheet of paper. So I might be able to get out, I could probably get out 6 or 9 of these. Let's try 6. Now, I may not print them, I may not press them all on my patches right now. I may just do half of them. I might save the other ones to go on a little notebook or something like that, and just kind of have fun with that particular design. And also just remember, it does automatically mirror the design for you, which I love, makes it so easy. So these little patches, there's a variety of different patches that are out there. You can get patches that have the white with or the black on the outline of it. You can get cork patches, you can get wood patches. You can make your own patches with just using a satin. This is like the sewist in me, just using satin fabric with heavy duty in webbing on the heavy duty heat transfer. It's not heat transfer, it's heavy duty. I can't think of the name. I'm blanking on the name of it, but you can just do the patch that way. If you wanted to, you can add this satin stitch around the edge of the patch, or you can do a fabric that won't tear. So felt also is a good for making patches. I just used a bunch of that material the other day, so I'm sorry I'm blanking on that. But let me go ahead back over to my overhead, and we'll do some of these up, and you'll see what I mean. So again, this is, you know, maybe your design style is more for a classical design of Halloween. Like maybe you prefer more the leaves and things that are just a little bit nicer than scarecrows and or skeletons and something like that. So don't be afraid to let your style show. Now, in something like this, I do like to grab my light box to make sure that I've got it lined up. I can also hold it up to the light and make sure I have it lined up. The little design, the little circle that I have left there was actually to make sure I got it in the center. And you'll see how easy it is with that versus that one. So I can just take this and fit it like that and just see that I've got enough space around. So I did a little circle there that was bigger than my design. And we'll do, let's do one of these little guys because these are so fun. And I'll share a link to the presentation so you guys can have sort of what I've talked about. It's in the notes, and then the different products that I've used and which vendors they're from. Okay. Now, sometimes I have noticed that with the patches, because you have that little bit of a raised on the side there, it where the satin stitch is, it can tend not to get in, like really get in there deep. So just kind of be a little bit aware of that. And then I think these make great items to, again, they're not super expensive. You can hit a niche market. You can make just a few of them or make a lot of them, whatever you want to do for your event that weekend. Okay. So these do go in with at the 400 degrees. So I'm going to put this in my machine. Let me make sure I've got that right. Patches go in at 360 degrees. So I just need to turn this down. Let me just turn that down, let that cool off. And I'm going to look at the name of, if you wanted to make your own patches, what the name of the material is. It is called Wonder Web is the product. It's a fusible Wonder Web. So it'll fuse on one side and it has a little piece of, it has like paper on it. So one side you can fuse down and it has the paper that would stay on there until you're ready to iron it onto your garment or whatever. And you can just attach this side with like a glue dot on a little card that maybe has information, put in a little sleeve. This is a great promotional item too that you can sell as, buy one, get one free, or pick two for $3. If you happen to be right now, something that's really cool around here is we see a lot of thrift markets where people are actually thrifting old shirts and things and bringing those into flea markets. And so these are some of the different sizes. They're bringing in shirts and pants that are from, the 80s, the 70s, vintage style. If you happen to be going to a market like that and you can add some vintage style patches that people could then add to their vintage garments, I mean, that would be such an amazing win-win. And they just go on, you would highly want to include instructions how to apply this to your garment with a home iron. Include that with your packaging. But that's a really, such a fun thing. And I think I put a link, or I have the company that has these on there. I think I may have actually gotten these from Amazon, the collection I have in front of me. I lost my packaging. So I'm not 100% sure, but I did find them at one of the vendors. So we have that. Okay. So while that is going through, we can just kind of pop out and make sure we got all your chats going, or all your questions answered. Oh, my tape dispenser. Isn't that great? I did get this on Amazon, and you can put, I'm waiting to use up my other rings there, but I've got two, and then you have your bigger one if you need a wider tape. So that's a great thing to have. All right, let's see how our patches turned out. So fun. And you always want to have that blowout sheet. Why do I feel like that didn't work? Look at how cute. Sort of sweet, sort of spooky. Eat at your own risk. So you can see, this is actually good because you can see where I made some mistakes on these. So I'm okay that my design goes over the edge, but where it goes to the edge right here, so I can pull that in for you guys so you can see. It's not picking it up. Where it goes to the edge, where it was really close to that edging stitch, it got a little less clear. Like this looks fantastic. This is a little bit less clear. So, you probably want to just perfect that a little bit more. I don't do patches too often, but you want to perfect that a little bit more before putting in the market. Like this one came out great. Everything's great. The image was clearly inside the area where the stitching was, whereas both of these, my image went a little bit to the edge here. So probably I would just make my design a little bit smaller. I do like how this one, the edge of it had white stitching, but with the design and the color around the edge of that, I really like how that changed the whole look of this patch and gave it a whole funky look. Now, if I were to do a market with good looking patches, I would take a denim jacket or a pair of jeans and really show people how you can take those thrifted jeans. I may actually do this week. Maybe I'll get it done for next week. But you want to show people how you can take a thrifted pair of jeans or something and add your patches to those jeans to get them excited about purchasing them. Again, we talking about pricing. You could sell your patches individually. Maybe each one you might sell, I think probably about $3 to $6 is about what I've seen the price on patches. But you might sell a collection of them for $20. And if they're quirky and unique and they're going to catch somebody's eye, then they'll, want all of them and not just one. So it's up to you if you wanted to sell them individually or sell them as a collection with an inspiration on how to really jazz up a denim jacket for the season or how to jazz up a pair of jeans. If you've been on Pinterest lately, you may have noticed a trend with seniors in high school where they will take a pair of jeans and they'll they'll fancy up the jeans. So they'll put their name on it and use fabric paint and ribbon and all kinds of things to make senior year jeans with their friends. So this could be a really fun way to tie into that trend. So you can take your unique designs and tie into that trend with your class of 2024 or your school spirit kind of designs. I guess we'll be on class of 2025 with this group of kids. So keep that in mind.
One of the other things you can do is, let's say you're selling them for $4 each. You could do buy 3 for 10.
Yes.
So just discounting it slightly, but people love to feel like they're getting a good deal. You could do the same thing with buy 2, get 1 free or something like that. Anytime there's like the hint that if you buy more, you get a discount, people always love that.
They do. And another way, Rhonda, I just thought of that would make your patches stand out a little bit more. Add some rhinestones to them.
Exactly. Yep.
I love rhinestones, but if you had like a patch with like the spider web design on it, and then you had like a little rhinestone spider that you could add to that patch or a rhinestone pumpkin, wow, you could do that with everything. Like I'm thinking, looking at my little ornament, thinking, oh, that heart would be cute done up as a rhinestone. So, yeah. All right. Well, that is all I had today. I think, Ronnie, you've been busy answering questions. Thank you so much. Oh, let me share the link to my presentation real quick. So you guys can have that. Oh, I shut it out. Hold on 1 second. Wendy, is there anything you needed to touch base on and wrap up?
Oh, no, I think everything's good.
All right, let me grab my link here and I'll drop this into the chat for everybody. I don't have links in the presentation on as to like each company or things like that, but it does give you'll see the products. I have pictures of the products and which companies have those products and things like that. So next week we are doing what is trending for this holiday season, and very much looking forward to that. I hope you guys come with your questions and share your ideas. I love it when we all have ideas and we can share ideas. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And again, don't forget, tag Sawgrass in your Instagram posts. Even if you're doing something for your business, make sure you tag Sawgrass so they can see it, and I'd love to see it too.
All right. Well, bye, everyone. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye.